Hello everyone, and you join me on the Dorset coast. So today we're going to do various things, but we're going to start off with the down Royal Wessex from Bournemouth Central to Weymouth. So yeah, let's get started. Let me check the audio is good. This is a rebuilt merchant navy. Is the audio good? Everyone, could you please give me a little bit of indication of what the audio is like? Because I've got no idea. So I'm just going to set up my locomotive. I assume it's really loud now. There we go. Right, so let's get the fire pumping. And we shall get going. Get the fire nice and hot. There we go. Just a reminder, please use the to new viewers. You can use the chat and interact with the stream. Have a bit of a chat. I do hope there we go. Yeah, have a bit of a chat with me. And let me just bring my mic a little bit closer. There we go. And we can all have a nice time together. So, oh, there we go. Right, that's that set up. So, what am I doing? Nothing. I'm waiting. How's the boiler pressure? The boiler pressure is about to blow off, so that's very good. We're currently, as I said, at Bournemouth Central. We will be calling at Poole and Wareham, where the train will divide. The rear portion will be going down to Swanage, and the front portion will carry on to Wall, Dorchester South, and Weymouth. Maybe I will drive 37 later. Maybe. Hi. Yes. Hi. Hello. Yes. Marvellous sausage. Who am I even speaking? Who's that in the chat? Is it anyone I know? Got another train coming. It's a Southern U class. Right, well, we're about to depart. And yeah, so we're ready to go. Just wait for the guard's whistle and we shall depart. Full gear. The brakes released to 21 inches and we're off. Incredibly loud as per usual. Departing Bournemouth Central. Right, let's close the large, small ejector. There we go. Let's wind her back a bit. So we are driving 35003 Merchant Navy Royal Mail with a rake of BR Mark 1 coaches. There you go. Line speed is 85 miles an hour. There we go. How's the audio, everyone in the chat? Wind her back a bit more. Well, I mean, they're BR Mark 1s. They are technically a Southern set, but they are BR Mark 1s. Right. So, as I said, we will be calling at Poole, Wareham, Wool, Dorchester South and Weymouth. Game audio is quiet. Okay. Is that better? Right. Slow down for a 50. And then a 30. There we go. Screw up a bit. There we go. And release the brakes. Right, how are we doing on the old water? We're going to make the most of put a little bit in. Right, what was I going to do? I was going to put some coal in. So the next station stop will be Poole in 3 miles. This is Branksome. Close the ejector. There we go. Termination of the speed limit. God, this is nice, this old 1950s, well, 1920s, 30s signage. There we go. Any shot requests, like angles on the locomotive from the chat? Thundering down the line. Right, so I'm going to go back down into 40. Pick nice downhill gradient here, see if we can do 70 miles an hour. There we go, lovely jubbly. This is Parkstone. And we are approaching Poole, so I'm going to open the ejector, I'm going to shut the regulator, let the steam chest empty out. My leg just buggered itself. That was really pleasant. Anyway, the Poole distance is clear. I'm going to start applying a light load of brakes. Full service. There we go. How are we doing water-wise? Yeah, let's get some in. Lovely jubbly. Brake release. Get the vacuum up to 21 inches. There you go. And pulling to pull. Gently does it. With the Royal Wessex, London Waterloo to Weymouth. So how's everyone in the chat? How's everyone doing? Are we even on time? Yes, we're early. We're 2 minutes early. Home clear. Home signal is clear into pool. Let's gently slow the train down. There we go. There, he gently does it. Release the brakes, release the brakes, release the brakes. Oh, bugger. No, 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 no. Thank you. No. No stopping, no stopping, no stopping. There you go. Just, this level crossing now is really major. I mean, it's slap bang in the middle of the pool, which is quite impressive. Anyway, let's get ready to stop. There we go, a gentle controlled stop, and we're right on time. Right, mid gear. Water wise, we're doing very well. We are now at pool, everyone. Our next station stop will be Wareham, where we'll be detaching the Swanage part of the train. This is, of course, this route is set in the 50s and 60s, back in the steam era. How is the boiler pressure doing? Perfect. Got a while here. Departure time is 11, so we've got 2 minutes here at pool. Get some nice coal and water, get the engine going. There we go. Brilliant. The loco's quite eager, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to open the ejector and open the blower, full power, get the hot air going through those tubes, getting the water boiling, blowing that smoke into space. And that's enough water. It's really going to get that pressure going now. And we'll head off for Wareham. A lot of seagulls today in pool. Right, so the section signal is clear. We'll be leaving in 20 seconds when the guard closes all the doors. Oh, I've been a naughty boy. I haven't closed the door. How very unsafe. Right. So, as soon as the guard blows his whistle, there we go. Brakes off. Reverse into full gear. Blowing the safeties. And off we go. slowly departing. Lovely. Right. So I assume my VAC's fully released. Yep. Right. Pick up some speed. It's a 30 out of here. Ease down the regulator. Blowing the safeties. Got plenty of steam to fly down the southwestern main line. Right, so we've got a bit of a bank now to challenge. I mean, nothing compared to what's coming up later. Got to be very careful with Wareham as well. It's about 7 miles. Not to overshoot. So, just past the T-board on this junction, and we can get flying. Right, off we go. Got quite a nice scenery down the sea today. Section is clear. My great-granddad worked on British Railways, Midland region. This is British Railways Southern Western region. I'm a big fan of the Western region myself. We'll be soon passing Hamworthy Junction. Wonderful locomotives, these, for those of you that didn't know. This is a rebuilt merchant navy class, originally streamlined with very complex chain driven valve gear, and it was later rebuilt by British Railways to simplified form with conventional valve gear, and they were some of the most powerful and valuable express locomotives in the UK, especially on the southern region. So yeah, just currently approach at Hamworthy Junction a little bit quickly, naughty me. Just get those brakes on. And off again. Nope. There we go. Right. So we've got a bit of a downward bank here. There we go. Section clear. And we can now clearly proceed down to Wareham. Get some coal in. Let's get the speed up. There you go, got a good hill here, to plenty of speed. Lovely view of the sea there. Doing 60 miles an hour. Oh, I've just gone past. Look, this is a original condition. Well, this is a light Pacific, which is different. But this is Lynmouth, which is a light Pacific, which is very similar looking to the original merchant navies, just so you get an idea of what they look like. Anyway, yes, so carry on going. Picking up some lovely speed. Getting the fire really hot. There you go. Brilliant. So is everyone enjoying this? I'm loving it. 70 miles an hour. Distance is clear. I have to... nothing really. Perfect state. Just carry on going. We are now 2.5 miles from Wareham, so we've got to start thinking of our braking distances. So we're approaching 80 miles an hour steadily. Section signal is clear. Don't know what station this is. I do. It's Halton Heath. Wonderful. Right. $80 miles an hour. Time to stop powering. Whistle. Quick view from inside the coaches. So we're now approaching Wareham, so I'm going to get the brakes going. Now to 10 inches to get a sizable brake application. There we go. Slowly slowing down. We are clear with the home into Wareham. And get the brakes off, and we're pulling into Wareham. Right, this is Wareham. We've got to be quite on the mark here. Gently. And we're in. So, there you go. Oops, a bit tough. Oh shit, I've opened the doors. I didn't mean to do that. See, the simulator doesn't open the doors automatically. You have to like press a key for it to understand. Right, Yeah, that's exactly what I needed. Right, so we need to uncouple the Swanage portion, which is Waterloo Weymouth here. And now we can turn on the doors. There we go. So this portion will now carry on towards Swanage. And we're just relaxing here at Wareham with Royal Mail 35003. Lovely evening today. So, what to do. We've got a little bit of a wait here at Wareham. We're departing 24, so we've got 2 minutes, which I'm going to quickly take a little rest, and I'm going to quickly read my messages as a true driver in the 1950s would. Definitely, no doubt. So, my messages are fascinating. Absolutely nothing. Right. Well, how are we doing pressure-wise? I'm completely ignoring the engine. We need a lot. A lot. We're under 200 psi, and I need it over 240 to make good use of this flat straight ahead. Good thing is we've got such an enormously gorgeous fire mass. Just open the blower, suck that hot air forwards, and it immediately starts rising. Oh, whoopsie daisies, I've unplugged my speakers. What a naughty boy. There, fixed. Already at 220 psi, rapid locomotives these are when they've got a good fire mass in them. And I'm going to get the brakes ready. Get the vacuum chamber to 21 inches, and we'll be departing now. Full gear, and gently departing full wheel in 5 miles. Start picking up speed, move back into F60, so there's a 40 mile an hour speed limit in a mile, so we can't go too over the go too overboard. Definitely give it a bit of juice though. The water situation is good, but we're blowing off, so I'm just going to put in a tiny little bit. Section and distance are clear. And we'll shoot towards Wool. Now, we're going to be a bit naughty today, and on the enormous bank between Dorchester South and Weymouth, we're going to do a little speed test to see how fast we can get this thing. There's an enormous downhill, and well, all I can really say is, well, let me just put the brakes on. All I can say is the speedometer's rated for 100 miles an hour. So, let's see if we can reach that. I mean, it's very straight, so won't be taking any risks. That's Swanage Junction. It's not Swanage Junction, sorry, it is. I mean, it's the junction to Swanage, but it's Wergret Junction. These 1950s Gs without the thing in the middle make me very, very nervous. Anyway, right. Perfect. Right, so, just give it a little while to wind, round bend, and then we've got the 85 all the way to Wool. Our train's significantly lighter as well now because we've got 3 coaches. Oh, sugar! I'm not looking at the chat. Our train's significantly lighter, so we'll be able to make better use of the speed limits. Right, pick up. See if we can do 85 before Wool. Doing 40 now. Right, sorry everyone, let me get the chat up and running again. I got rid of it because I was busy. Right, yes, so we're doing 55. Wool is in 2.5 miles. Let me get the chat back up. Nothing going on in the chats. Right. There we go. Need a lot of hot coal. There we go. I'm glad you're finding it interesting. We're now approaching Wool. Then it's Wool, Dorchester South and Weymouth. Put some more water in the locomotive. Come on, let's get the fire pumped. I'm going to get the ejectors open, close that regulator and start easing the brakes on shortly. The distance for Wool is clear. I've come to Wool, I've been here in obviously modern day, not the 1950s, to see the Tank Museum, the Royal Tank Museum at Bovington. There we go, gently does it. Right, so this is Wool. So I'll teach you a bit about how the engine works in a moment and the different controls. It's just Wool's a particularly complicated stop because it's got a very, very, very short platform. And I need to be clear of the section signal. There. There we go. Perfect stop. Right, so I shall walk you through the controls very, very shortly. I just need to finish doing my business. Getting lots of hot fire going. That's the fire in there. Right, yeah, that's good. We're off. Right, so the first thing, well, I'm going to run through what I'm doing to actually explain to you what I'm doing. So the first thing I have to do is open this lever here, which lets lots of steam through this thing, and this thing creates a vacuum, which then allows me to release the brakes. Now I actually lift the brake lever to release them, and as you can see, the vacuum rises to 21 inches, which is the released state. Then I have to go into full gear, which is just winding this all the way forward, all the way to the right. And then gently open the regulator, which is basically the accelerator, at which point that, which is the steam going into the cylinders, starts rising and the locomotive starts moving. Right, so once I've done that, because my brakes are now released, I don't want this thing using up steam, so I need to close that valve, which is going to stop me using steam. Now, one of the properties of steam is you can use it expansively, which means that with very little steam it can fill, as with any other gas, the container in which it's in and work. So what right now the locomotives in the car would be the equivalent of first gear, and we don't want that, so we're going to put it down to around 60, which is going to let a little bit less steam in every single time the cylinder moves, and let the locomotive go a little bit faster and save a little bit more steam. Now this signal means that the next block ahead is clear, the red one, and the yellow one means that the two sections ahead are also clear. As soon as I've passed it and the signaller sees my red light at the back of my train, he will revert both signals to danger. There you go. So, now we've got to a point where we're no longer using the steam expansively because the speed we're at needs it even more expansively. So we're going to wind the reverser even further backwards to go into a higher gear, essentially. Now this is really going to start letting us get some speed. Now, whilst we catch this amazing speed, I'm going to show you around the different controls of the cab. So I'm just going to take a centered view on this cab. Right, so we have the all-in part. What am I on about? I'm going to again reduce a bit the reverser. Sorry, the all-important firebox, which is literally just an enormous fire. Then we have the generator. Now, this locomotive is quite modern and it's got some electric lighting, including these little white lights under the discs. So if I turn off this generator, you'll see that they actually turn off. So that's the generator, well, steam valve, it's not the generator itself. That's the all-important boiler pressure, which is really high right now in the safe area, which is brilliant because it means it's giving us as much tractive effort as the locomotive is designed to give, which means we'll be going very fast. These are two water gauges, which tells us the amount of water currently in the locomotive, and it's about halfway through the boiler, which is for what we need right now is fine. As I said before, this gauge here tells us the current pressure of the steam chest, which is essentially what then allows the steam into the cylinders. So, as you can see, the steam chest pressure is basically equal to that of the boiler, which is very good because it means that we can go very quickly. This is the brake pressure. there's the vacuum train pipe, which basically tells us the brakes are released, and on the right there's the vacuum chamber, which is what actually makes the brake released. So if you wanted to turn off the brakes, you would have to destroy the vacuum by applying the brakes, letting air into the chamber, and then with the right gauge, you have to drain that using this little tap here, and that would release the brakes on the locomotive. Now, the locomotive doesn't actually use vacuum brakes. Vacuum brakes are almost exclusive to the coaches. The locomotive uses what's called a steam brake, which essentially takes steam from the boiler and it bungs it in a cylinder and it brakes. And it's this thing here. It's very simple to use. It's sprung, you pull it back to apply and you let go and it releases. It's also linked to this. So as I apply, I'm a bit of a gradient, need a bit more juice. Cresting at 70. So as I apply the train brake, it applies correlatively to the train brake. What else have we got? Well, this is the regulator, which looks a bit weird from that angle, but if I go here, it's just basically the accelerator. It controls how much steam we let into the boiler. Not to be confused with the reverser, which controls how much time of each cylinder movement we leave. So this is a time measure. This is a literal accelerator. Then this is the automatic warning system, which started being implemented progressively from the 1950s, and it is a signal repetition system. It's not implemented on this route because it's too early for it. Basically, you'd go over an energised ramp that would send a signal to the locomotive, make an alarm sound. If you didn't pull this little button to acknowledge you've got a red signal, it applies the brakes, slams the brakes on. What other controls have we got? The all-important whistle, which is this cord here, and it hides the speedo behind. As you can see, we're currently doing 80 miles an hour, which may I say is very impressive. What else have we got? Right, Dorchester is in 5 miles. Down here we've got the cylinder cocks. So at the beginning of a steam locomotive's day, it's been cold for the night, it has a lot of steam, it's had a lot of steam during the day. That steam converts into water, and water does not compress. So what happens if you crush water? The water doesn't disappear, obviously, it cracks the metal around it. So at the beginning, when you start moving off, you have to have this lever open, and it just basically opens a tap and lets the steam evacuate the water. In fact, if I open it, you'll see that the locomotive starts ejecting loads of steam through the front, like that. What else have we got? We have the that's the steam heating tap, pressure gauge. So if I actually was a good driver and knew where the steam heating valve was, I'd be able to turn it on and I'd be able to tell you. It's the ejector isolations. Where would one find steam heating in a bullied locomotive? Doing 80 miles an hour steady, which is very impressive. I'll just give you a quick exterior shot. Right, allow me to quickly dabble. I really don't know where this heating... Is it this? No, that's the... I'll go to all this in a second. It's the injectors. Yeah, I don't know where the heating valve is. It should be somewhere around the top. Maybe it's... Is it blatantly obvious? No. Anyway, right. Well, basically, if you turn on the steam heating, I'm sure it's really not that complicated. No, that's the ejector isolation, gauge glass isolation, brake isolation, which you definitely don't want to touch. I don't know. Anyway, carrying on. The next control, which is also very important, is the locomotive is obviously very smooth wheels, and the rail's also very smooth. So that leads to absolutely horrific slipping. So for that we have this sander, which using steam forces sand onto the tracks. Really not much to it. What else have we got? We have the fireman's controls, which are the dampers, which are some little doors on the firebox which allow air in or out. So if you see there's like a little gap there letting air in, if I close the damper you'll see it closes. That's controlled with these two. That's the front one, that's the back one. These are the injectors which put in water into the boiler. Unfortunately the boiler is at an incredibly high pressure. Well, I mean currently it's very low because I'm going up a hill and I needed water in the boiler. But oh no. Oh no, I knew this would happen. Oh no, we're coming to Dorchester really fast. Anyway, I'll explain more when we get to Dorchester. Allow me... Oh no, oh no. Right, full reverse. There we go. There we go. Saved it. Only just. That was incredibly close. That was hair-raising. Right, we're here. How early are we? We're 4 minutes early. Flipping heck. Right, so now we've got time and silence, so I can carry on explaining you everything properly. So, we were on injectors, which are down here. Yeah. So the injectors we have two, because there always needs to be a backup, because if the locomotive runs out of water, the locomotive heats its steam very much, and the more you heat steam, the more it explodes. Unfortunately, there's no water anymore to add as a thermal cushion, so the steam will blow up. So we have two taps for every injector. We have water and steam. So that if I just open, for example, the fireman's water tap, I mean, they're traditionally called firemen and drivers because there used to be one on each side. This one has them both concentrated on this side. So if I open the left one's water tap, you see water starts falling onto the track. So what's happening is this water coming out of the tender, and it's falling through these pipes down here, in here. Now, if I open the steam tap, I've just closed the water tap. If I open the steam pipe, what will happen is the water will get very heated and bubbled up with that steam, which means it will actually be able to flow into the boiler. As opposed to if you just dropped water in, it wouldn't, because the boiler's at such a high pressure, it wouldn't accept water. So if I now open the steam tap, you'll see it makes a very peculiar sound, which is the injection sound. And that's now putting water into the boiler. All that water that was currently flowing down onto the track is now heading into the boiler. So if we now go into the cab and look at our gauge glasses, we can see that they are currently, can't really see them very well because they are lowish. So then what happens if we need more water? Well, you do the same process with the other injector. You just open the water tap and open the steam tap. There you go, so it's now injecting to its full capacity. More controls. There's the blower, which is this. It's quite unusually placed on these locomotives, and it's this little thing here. Now, what happens if I open that like that is it will let steam out of the boiler and through the chimney using a ring that's located in the chimney. What that does is suck the fire forwards, the hot air, and therefore generate more steam. This is currently, the blower is closed. Obviously, if you're moving, you're generating a lot of chuff, and that chuff is bringing that hot fire forwards, heating up the water in the boiler. Fortunately, if you're standing still, that's not a possibility. So what you do, you open the blower. So if I open it fully, you can see that the smoke is actually being pulled out, and that's heating up the water a lot more efficiently, because it means that it's sucking the fire out of this ginormous firebox. All that is the firebox through the tubes in the boiler and heat to the front of the locomotive, just by creating a vacuum by pushing loads of steam out of the air smoke box. How are we doing water-wise? We're doing very well. More controls. Not that many left. There's this one, which is a hand brake, which is literally just a mechanical brake in the tender. You move it and it applies a brake. And then I think we're not missing any more. We've got this here, which is I think easier to see from the fireman's seat. There we go. Which it is basically a water level for the tender. This is a 5,000 gallon tender. You'll see this as it consumes water goes down. And I think that's about it. I don't think I've missed anything. Oh yes, I have. Naughty me. There's the lights, which are really simple. So you've got floodlights, which are just your classic floodlights from the top. You have reversing scale lights, which basically light up this. If you're in a tunnel, it's really useful. And then you have the most important, which is the gauge and speedometer lights, because that way, if you're in a tunnel, you're running low on water, you immediately know. Then there's other less interesting controls like isolating valves and stuff, and I think that's basically it. I don't think I've missed anything really. Well, there's the door. The door opens and it closes as per doors usually. There's the triple leaf window, which is interesting. The little smoke deflector, the roof hatch. That's the AWS bell, so when we go past a green signal, that'll send a little signal to that. So if you follow the cable, it goes up around here and up there, through to that, and it'll go ding ding ding. It's actually a really interesting little notice here. British Railways Southern Region. Oh, we've got plenty of water in, so now I'm just going to close the taps. The injectors, there we go. So, British Railways Southern Region. Special notice. This engine is fitted with an overheating detector. A strong smell like garlic means hot inside big end. Action. And then it tells you what to do. Only they thought of burning horrific chemicals to make you realise your engine's about to blow up. Departing very shortly, aren't we? Departing Dorchester South at 49. We got here very, very early, which isn't a bad thing. And then on the exterior of the locomotive, there's not really much I can show you. That is the steam heating pipe. You plug that into the coaches and open the famous steam... Oh, look, can I show you the cylinder cocks? I don't think... No. You open that, and then the steam goes into the coaches, heats them up. That's the vacuum, which controls the brakes. We were talking about it earlier. That's the hook, the buffers, the lights. That 70A is the shed code telling us where the locomotive is stabled. That's not really much more to it. The tender. You can open the lid. I think. Can't remember how to open the lid. No. No. Right. We're off. So, full gear. Weymouth, 7 miles, and we've finished. Off we go. So, our little speed challenge begins. I'm still very frustrated. I don't know where the steam heating thing is. I want to find it. Let's see. Where would one... I mean, in his own defence, Bullied makes some brilliant but weird locomotives. Aha. No. That's the manifold, I think. There's a 30, there's a 30, gently. Let's get the coal piled in. I'm hoping we're going to get past 100 miles an hour on our way down to Weymouth. Oh, we've just gone past a Great Western Hall class on a freight train to Westbury. Brilliant. Anyway, we can go fast now. I'm going to close that off. Right. So let the gradients begin. There we go. Right. a lot of water in the boiler. I'm going to run down the reverser, pick up plenty of speed. Oh, it's an uphill first. Naughty, right. That's going to be fun. I know it's an enormous downhill after though. Little halt here. I don't know what this is for. Let's see if it tells us on the map. That is Moncton and Came, I don't really know how to pronounce it. Halt. Nice embankment. She's doing very well. Lovely scenery. So after that, there's an enormous downhill all the way to Weymouth. My plan is to open the regulator like never before and see if we can reach speed. We'll have to have a heavy hand on the brakes though, because speed doesn't. There's a buffer stop at Weymouth, and I wouldn't like to crash. So you may be wondering why I'm injecting water and losing pressure on an uphill. Very simple reason. Because the downhill I need to be as full of water as I possibly can. The downhill starts here. Right. Everyone, hold on to your hats because we're going. Oh my god, this is going to be fast. I'll tell you the gradient rate in a moment. Oh my god, this is going to be fast. Need the floodlight there. It's not really allowed to have light in the tunnel, but I can't drive a steam locomotive. Ah, yeah, I can. Right, rubbish. Get rid of it. There. Oh. There. See, you can now see the lights lighting up the gauges that I need to work the locomotive. Right, minus the speedometer. Right, we're going past 60. Quite an alarmingly fast rate. Right, pull that all the way back to 20. This is Upway Wishing Well Halt. Right, got to. Right, this is it now. We've reached 80 miles an hour. I'm using a shed load of steam. Right, this is our steam. This is our speed test. And the down Weymouth. Fast. 95 miles an hour. Get back in the cab. No. If we get it up to 100, I'll be very happy. We have reached 100 miles an hour. Top speed of the coaches. And we're carrying on accelerating. Starting very close to Weymouth. So time to do brakes. Right. What station is this? This is Radipole Halt. So we reached about 103 miles an hour. They're not bad at all. Mainly, or completely, due to the enormous gradient, not to the amazing driver. And there we go. Pulling into Weymouth with the terminating service, the Royal Wessex. Oh, train leaving there. Another, what is it? Light Pacific. See, I don't know. I hate assuming. I think I'm cleared in. That signal didn't seem very green. However, I don't really have a way of knowing. So I'm just going to kind of gently ease in. Give it a little bit more juice, don't want to stall. Now what we're going to do is, we want to preserve the fire in the firebox, because we don't need all the heat that it can give us right now, because it's a terminus station, so we need to close the dampers to let less air into the firebox and therefore produce less heat. Give it a bit more juice, blimey now. Don't want to stop. There we go. 1950s Weymouth. Just going to close the ejector now. For the final brake application. Bit early. There we go. Dump the brakes. Leave it right if I don't. Sorry, I'm completely dyslexic. Well, can't speak today. I'm broken, Adrian. Anyway, we've arrived at our destination. So that was an interesting little run. Don't know where I shall pop off next. That was very nice. Very, very nice. Now we need to get plenty of water in the locomotive. Brilliant little run that. Southern Region Mark 1 coaches, as you can find in many Heritage Railways, equipped with the badges, the Royal Wessex, Waterloo, Weymouth. We did the Bournemouth to Weymouth portion, which was very, 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 very nice. I enjoyed that. This route is a wonderful free effort by a group of developers called Golden Age Productions, who have gone to all the bother of modelling an era-accurate route from those two locations, including the famous Weymouth tramway and all the features of the era. So that's the end of that run. So what to do now? I literally have no idea. Someone in the chat was requesting a Class 37, which is a diesel locomotive. Well, that's not a bad idea. It's considering we have a diesel fan, I shall have a look into this, which is a Swanage to Eastleigh in well, it's not the full run. It's just it's on the 8th of July 1966 with a Class 47/4. So the text reads, I don't know what that is. Swanage to Eastleigh Sunday excursion. In late 1966, Class 47 diesels reached Swanage on Sundays on the Eastleigh excursion. This train was the only booked excursion on summer Sundays. This scenario takes place on 8th July 1966. It's a quick little run, and it's a Class 47, which we all love. So let's get flying. Oh, I'm a huge fan of driving steam, but nothing approaches the ease of just sitting in a diesel cabin, going into full power and enjoying the speed and the relaxation that therefore ensues. Right, so ignore that. Oh, got a cinematic shot. So this is Swanage, everyone. Am I allowed to? There we go. 8th of July 1966, 1812, Swanage, Eastleigh. Okay. Nearly time for the off driver. Prepare for the 1812 departure. I will do. So this is one Oscar 35, and we're doing it with a D1718, which is a British Railways crew-built locomotive from 1965. So this locomotive, when we're doing this run, was only 1 year old, and we're curiously running with some 1930s coaches, some bully to multi-door stock. Oh, combined with British Railways Mark 1, there's quite a combination of stock there. He seems to have a horrific disease. And this is Swanage Station, which is now Heritage Railway, and this obviously was back set in when the... Is this Bulling's multi-door stock? I think it is, yeah. I'm not sold on that. It might be some other thing. It's definitely Southern Region. Anyway, this was set back when it was still a proper railway. As you can see, the developers have gone to the enormous bother of even modelling in all the semaphore cables and everything. So what have we got around? We've got a van, a conflat door-to-door service known as Condor, and we just got some random coal wagons, and then we've got some really cool trucks. This is really cool, British Road Services, but with the British Rail early crest. That's quite cool, with this mammoth thing and this scamel. Quite cool little details. Anyway, so my grandmother, who's watching this stream, special mention, commented that in 1964, are the brakes releasing? Very concerning. Yes, but only in forward for some reason. Okay. She was 14, which is impressive compared to most of my viewers. Not, I was going to say watchers, viewers, which are like me, not even born. So I'm actually going to do a little bit of research. My great granddad, Cyril, drove Class 47s, and I have 2 of his diaries. Now, I'm going to research D1718, what year, what TOPS code it was translated into, and therefore if he drove it or not. So let's have a look. Class 47, Fleet, very, very gently leaving Swanage. Oh, it's nice and quiet. It's not quite as intense as driving a light Pacific or a Merchant Navy. The horn's quite funny because the horn one, the low one, I don't know why I said the horn one, the low one, the normal horn, but the high horn does what we call spooning. Anyway, so this is, we said D1718, which is, I mean, I'd assume it's a Western region. D is also very probably not on the in the Liverpool area. So D1718 became 47539, allocated at Cardiff Canton. So we can have a look because there were some Cardiff to Liverpool services. So 127 or 539. It's going to be a little bit of a. There you go. You can go 50 miles an hour now. Nothing like driving a Class 47. Right, so let's... I mean, I very much doubt it. So it's 1718 was 539. So 539. There's a lot of year to go through, and they 50s, 47, 583. Just going through the diary really. I'm going to 4318, 445. I mean, as I said, allocated to Cardiff Canton. I very much doubt it would have wandered north to Liverpool, but you know, it's always worth having a look, because sometimes you do find that there are 4970, 439, 539. This is 31s. Oh, speeding. Naughty me. Oh, it's quite relaxing actually doing this in a diesel locomotive. It's quite blissful actually, just enjoying the countryside without having to shovel coal like a maniac. There we go. Right, so 539. I need to digitalise this. It'd be very good to actually digitalise it. Class 86 training. Class 58 training. Class 56 training. 47. Oh, there's a lot of 47s there. None of them are 539 though, which is ours. Let's give it a bit more juice. Oh, I'm informed that there was no direct Cardiff to Liverpool. Yeah, crew. It would have to be crew. Although it might have still wandered its way into Lime Street. 447091. There's a thing is, this locomotive was basically British Railways standard diesel locomotive. Makes some phenomenal noises. Unfortunately, there's lots of, well, fortunately or unfortunately rather, there was lots of them. But they would have been to Manchester, definitely. Cardiff, Manchester's thing. I mean, it is now. So, this is sick. Right, let's see. I mean, it wasn't in 88, and it might not be in 89, so he might have, he might not have, but in the two diaries I have, it didn't come up. So I'm just going to quickly have a brush through. Sick. Quite beautiful English scenery. This my leg. I just went on a very long bike ride today, and my leg is very prone to like clutching up. Anyway, so no locomotives seemed to have been driven. Some driving, locomotive revision, revising rugby, 47s. There we go. Got a lot of those. Yeah, 539, 86s, 47. Ooh, that's strikingly close. Speeding horrifically. Naughty driver Adrian. We're now approaching Corfe Castle, by the way, which is quite the landmark, you could say. 47119, 47324. There's lots of 08 shunters. I'm an enormous fan of them. 85, that's incredibly cool. Right, there's a lot of 47s here. Hopefully it will come up. 474-339, 20. That's very cool. That is very, very cool. Double head in 20s, 47s. Too much braking. 08, 4753, 456, 120. Right, I've got a little 1981 depot allocation which should confirm that 47534 was allocated to Canton. 47 5 3 4 534 BS. It was 539, not 534. Yeah, CD Cardiff. Really? CD Cardiff. Yeah, crew diesel. Ah! Crew diesel. So it would very probably, not bad. That's quite cool to find that out. So this loco in 1981 is in crew diesel, so at some point, maybe he would have driven it. I'm doing an awful... brakes. Hello? Brakes. I'm not registering brakes. Concerning. Well, we're overshooting this station. Brake failure. Yeah, this is full service. So I actually hope he didn't drive this locomotive, because it seemed like it was a bit of a nuisance. That was a hideous overshoot. I mean, in all fairness, there are no brakes going on right now, so... that was, to put it bluntly, a shit show. I can't play that because the brakes aren't working on it. That's a shame. Ooh. I think we're going to do a transition to something completely different. What am I in the mood for? I beg your pardon. I've got a sore tummy for some reason. I'm falling apart, everyone. I need to be sent to the scrapyard. 7007. No, I really can't be bothered to do Southern Region 3rd Rail. It's all I needed right now. I thought of something. Liverpool to Manchester. Nope. 158. Norwich to Liverpool. I mean, this was my great granddad's route. Wait a minute, everyone, because I need to restart a little plugin that will do the announcements for me. So I shall be 20 seconds. Plugins, ATS plugin, and then just load the locomotive up. Right. Sorry everyone, it's just loading up. Right, we shall do that to class 185. Ow. I mean, it is set, I don't know when this is going to be set. It's not exactly modern day, like 2010s. Definitely not the 1980s. Lovely. Sorry about the loading times. It just has to load in all the trains. So we're doing Manchester Oxford Road. No, we're not. Manchester Piccadilly. Sorry, I don't know which of the two. To Liverpool Lime Street. At which point the stream will end because I have a bad tummy. There we go. We're in. So this is a very modern train. This is a class 185. And it says, open the doors and then prepare for immediate departure, 9201 017 NRN. So this scenario is set... What? mid-2010s, so let's just get the cab set up. Let's get the setup confirmed. This is still using the old NRN, National Radio Network radio. I need to put in the route code for the Axion, which is 9201 to Liverpool Lime Street. Liverpool Lime Street, and then this radio is no longer used, but 017 register. Right, it didn't actually register. There we go. NRN zone 017. Signal ahead is clear. DRA can come off. The headlights are set up accordingly, so we just have to wait for the guard signal to depart. And this is Liverpool. No, this is Manchester Piccadilly. There we go. Back when first owned the TPE franchise. I mean, I think they still do. Possibly, I don't know. But back when it was this livery, so it's quite some time ago. And this is, of course, the infamous Manchester Piccadilly, which is completely void of trains because we're going in a different direction, so the developer didn't put them in, with all my respect. Right, so we will be calling, I mean there's announcements, I don't have to do them, but we're going to be calling at Manchester Oxford Road, Birchwood, Warrington Central, Liverpool South Parkway and Liverpool Lime Street. Have I forgotten to do anything? Nope. Right, off we go then. As soon as the driver gives us, as in the guard gives us the right of way. I did forget to do something. There you go. This is a very, very powerful train. And this has come all the way from Newcastle to Liverpool Lime Street. We have the blue interlock light. Guard's giving us his buzzer, and off we go. The next station is Manchester Oxford Road. This is the interior. This is just a modern commuter train. Still nice that it's the old historic family route. Albeit a more modern train. Rightio, it's 35 mile an hour out of Piccadilly. God, my legs are falling apart. I've really hurt myself there. Ow. Anyway, right. That's the AWS. That green bing. That was because of the green signal that we just went past, and it's what that little thing in the steam locomotive was for. Obviously nowadays it's compulsory, together with the much more modern TPWS, which gives us brake demands at red signals if we go past them. Obviously, but brilliant safety measure. Hopefully the announcements will work. Sometimes they're a bit sluggish. They do tend to work. Is it even set up? There we go, Liverpool and Manchester. We're now approaching a Manchester Oxford Road. Oh god. Oh, there's a train from Cardiff to Manchester. I love the Welsh trains. Have got the destinations in Welsh. Oh. There we go. So the Welsh trains have got the I have something that's not working here. Chunk of train. Anyway, it's got the destination in Welsh, which is absolutely brilliant because you know we all know it as Manchester Airport. However, in Welsh, it's known as Mes or Mancunian. Mancunian, or God knows how you pronounce it. I'm sorry for any Welsh speakers in the chat. I'm not a professional Welsh speaker. So welcome to Manchester, everyone. I'm a woman, apparently. which is fine. This is a man. He's driving a Northern 156, also to Lime Street. He'll probably be behind us. As we're a TPE service, so we're express. Manchester. Dunno. We'll soon be departing for Liverpool, and we'll lose the overhead wiring because the route, I don't know if it is now, but definitely not in the 2010s when this is set. Not electrified. So I think I'll give you a little tour of the cab. So starting from the bottom, that's the throttle brake. It's, if you put it into the middle, that's coasting. So no power, no brake. That way's brake, that way's power. There's not really that complicated. That's the key. You put it in, take it out. This is the reverser, off, forwards, neutral, reverse. DRA, we put that on at a red signal. Avoids us, if we do the power, it won't let us move. That's the horn. That's the automatic warning system, TPWS reset. So when we go past the yellow signal, we have to acknowledge that. Ouch, my leg. That's the sunflower that actually comes up at a yellow signal. That's the emergency plunger. You just push that in an emergency. That's the air conditioning for the cab. Door release buttons. You can use them if you put a key. I'll show you in a minute in the back wall. Doors locked. That's just a light which tells us that all the doors are locked. It's called interlock. It means that we can now safely depart because the doors are closed. And this is just a closed doors button. As you'll see, the doors are about to close. And once the guard has received the interlock light, he will give us a 2 beep code, which means right away. And then we will be answering with the same code, confirming that we know that we've received the message. Anyway, there we go. So the doors are now locked, and he will now give us the confirmation. Indeed. And off we go. So what else have we got? We have the Axion, which is literally just a system for the announcements and the destination at the front. This is just to do, that's how the driver does a PA. He just presses that, goes bing bong, picks up the phone. That's intercom, which is, I can't remember how that works. That is if the passenger pulls, I can't really remember what a lot of these buttons do, although that's a reset button. That's if the passenger pulls an alarm, you confirm it with that, and you talk to them using that button. And then, so as you see, we're going to go past the green signal, which is going to give us a little bing. There you go. Then this is the NRN, which is no longer used. It's been substituted but for a more modern system. The screen will go into after. This is just the cab light, or the desk light, which is actually ridiculously ambient on these. Then these are the lights outside. You've got off, marker only, day and night. Engine stop start. Tail lights, that's always on. They're on by default, the tail lights on this train, so that if you just turn off the headlights, they automatically turn on. Hazard, if you click this, it's for special circumstances, it flashes the lights. What else have we got? That is uncoupled. It's got a cover to protect. Oh, it's a freight train. To cover it. Low speed. That is if you're going through a train washer to protect the low speed. That is the air conditioning emergency shutdown. Long freight train. What else have we got? Just door panels for all the size of the cab. And then on the back we have emergency engine stop, hydrodynamic brake, which is basically the engine slowing down, normal isolation, lamp test, if you press that it just lights all the lamps up, battery on and off, cab lighting, release doors, closed doors, signal bell, that's literally the speaker for the guard's buzzer. Doors locked is basically your repetition of what we've got on the actual desk. This is what the guard uses to use the train, and if we actually want to operate the doors like the guard does, we have to put in a key like there and turn it right, and that actually activates the panel. It's called door key. Over there you have all the safety system isolations and all the fuses. It's the detonators, flag and track short circuiting equipment. That's about it. And then the screen's got a billion things in it. Air conditioning. Traction equipment, whatever really. You can go into the doors, which tells you. Also tells you about the brakes. Driving braking. So if I go into full power, you'll see that both, well, the trains now. There you go. It's accelerating. There you go. Eco modes, got different bits and bobs. Very useful. Maintenance mode, traction. I don't know what that is. Looks like lips. What the hell is that? Choose language. Why would you want to choose? Oh, maybe if you go into Wales. Weird. I don't know why you'd symbolise that with lips though. Picking up some speed now. Oh yes, and there's the. I missed it. Aha. There's the windscreen washer, heater, and wipers, which are very, very unnerving on this train because they're kind of asymmetrical. And then we've obviously got speedo, brake percentage, and brake cylinder and main reservoir lights. Lights? Gauges, I don't know why I said lights. That's all there is. And the second seat. Cab door, seat, driver's door, driver's window, which is incredibly loud. And we're going incredibly fast. Funnily enough, at the same speed we were doing earlier, 85. And now this train has a weird speed set system. You have to, in notch 4, it's got 5 notches, you have to go into off, wait for some seconds, and then go straight back to notch 4, and it sets the speed set up. There you go, 85 miles an hour. Now you haven't got to do anything, just watch the world go by. I'm going past the class 66 Freight diesel, a couple of them, diesel locomotive. Bip biddy bip bip bim, bip biddy bip bim. Nice flyby shot. Trafford Park. Nice autumnal scenario. And yeah, DVD pedal. That's just driver safety device, vigilance. I do love the instrument lights. Are incredibly ambient, and you can even dim them to match your requirements, which I love. I can't remember how you do it. Is it Shift I? No, Shift O? No, just do it. There. And then you've got the blinds. There's a top speed 100 mile an hour on this unit. 185, class 185. Brilliant train. And the cab light is quite curious because you just press it, that button down. I don't know why I'm rambling on about this. Class 156. Right, so gently trundling down the tracks towards Birchwood. There we go. Currently doing 85 miles an hour. Well, and holding. We're not really much going on this line. The Liverpool to Manchester via Warrington Central as opposed to via Chat Moss. It's a very nice route. Not really much to do though. Especially nowadays, just let the train drive itself. Well, that's bollocks because I have to stop and do everything. It's just holding the speed for me, that's all. Because I set it up to do that, but I could literally just do. Oh, there we go. There's just so many hills in this area. If I have to stop accelerating, braking, well, basically what I did with the steam locomotive, you never stop handling the buttons. Basically, modern trains are for lazy bastards like me. Nice viaduct, well, yeah, bridge. Approaching well, not really approaching, we're in the vicinity of Birchwood. We have a warning for a 15-mile-an-hour speed limit to the left. Brilliant, okay. Right, it's 3 miles away from Birchwood. That's the TPWS overspeed loop for the signals. Nice cloudy day, in stark contrast to the previous scenario. Birchwood in 2 miles. This train is absolutely easy peasy to drive. There is absolutely nothing. Right, we're approaching Birchwood. In 1 and a bit miles. Right, Birchwood is approaching. Let's just idle down now. It's disengaged, speed set, and gently slow down. Going past the 158, going to Norwich probably. Three stop. Three stop, Birchwood. Beautiful stop. Brilliant. So, the next station is Warrington. Rightio, so departing Birchwood soon on the green signal, which is obviously good. Let's do an outside shot, shall we? Off we go. Departing for Warrington Central, will be there in a jiffy. 20 miles an hour. It throttles up to full power. There we go. Pick up some speed. There it goes to 75 here. .65 speed limit. Sorry, I'm not being very communicative, everyone. I'm just doing some stuff on my phone. Naughty driver. Approaching Warrington anyway. There we go. Up to 75 again. There's a 40 after Warrington. Get the brakes on. Is the 3 stop? Where's the 3 stop? There's no 3 stop. Is there? Or is there? I just have to air stop. Yep. 6 arrests. Warrington Central. So, Warrington Central it is. We will shortly be departing. Please mind the doors and get clear of them. Warrington Central. Lovely. Let's get the door closed. Liverpool South Parkway. Off we go. Picking up some speed. There's a 50, so I'll engage speed set them. That is a 150, no, 151. There's an 85 as well soon, so get back up to some nice lick. Down to notch 4 and off. Right, so I'm going to speed up for the 85 now, disengage speed set and fly to Liverpool South Parkway. Come on, picking up the speed. I really like to engage speed set before the hill, because if I don't, then pie. Shit. 1, 2. Please, 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 please. Oh, for God's sake. Wait a moment, I have a plan. Skip ahead. There. Brilliant. Ba ba da ba 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 da ba ba. But what? I don't know. Anyway, so Liverpool South Parkway in 8 miles. Speeding ahead. I really have nothing to say. I'm just checking currently NRN areas because I just want to see if I've got it right. Yep, 07017. Just checking that 17 is only Liverpool. Liverpool and Manchester borders with A4 Road, Cardiff. Hmm. Liverpool South Parkway in 4 miles. I'm just currently investigating. Do-do-do-do. Ba-ba-ba. That's a signal of a cautionary variety. I didn't see what aspect that signal was in. Suicidal bastard me, I mean. I hope that's not a red. I really wouldn't know. That's a yellow. Single yellow. I think that was a red before. It's a good thing I slowed down. Don't know where we are. This is Hunts Cross. Oh no, Merseyrail stuff going on there. How nerve-wracking. We're gently pulling up to that signal. I hope the signal. There's something of the. Do beg your pardon. 156 coming. Something else there. Crossing our tracks. Can't see it. It is a 50. What the hell is that? 507 or 508. Whatever it is, it's taking forever to clear our signal. Oh, there we go. It's a 507, I think. It is a 507. There's a single yellow because there's probably a red for Liverpool South Parkway, so let's just be cautious. There's a 30 as well pulling in. There's another beautiful red signal there. It may be an approach control. I've got no idea. Ba-ba-da-ba-ba. A and Alpha November 55 is at danger. There's a 20 into Liverpool South Parkway. It's impressive, it's still got the old speed limits. Whoops, just completely missed the 3-stop. Sorry, ladies and gentlemen, but I'm just going to slightly slam the brakes on. Sorry, I'm trying to organise something on my phone. Got a long way here. Departure time is imminent. Come on. And now departing the Liverpool line for Liverpool Lime Street rather. Notch 3, full power. .66 and just heading up to 80 miles an hour inbound on Liverpool Lime Street. Set up speed sets. We're pulling in very, very fast into Lime Street. Straight into the centre of Liverpool. Shut down speed set. And slowing down for Lime Street. There we go. I can no longer engage speed set because we're under 40 miles an hour. Or at least I don't think I can. Edge Hill. We're now approaching the Edge Hill tunnels. Oh. Edge Hill. Let's do a nice, let's open the window and do a nice head out. Not very orthodox, but anyway. Oh, bugger. Missed the AWS, didn't I? Blummin' brake demand. Funny. Right, full service. Acknowledge the brake demand. Emergency and release. Now wait for the cooldown. Whoops. There we go. Pick up some speed again. Double yellow aspect. And now on the Edge Hill approach to Liverpool Lime Street. And pulling into Lime Street. This is so slow. Liverpool, Lime Street. Look, two Desaros side by side. Why the hell is that doing there? It's Liverpool. Why the hell is there a London Midland 0? Anyway. DRA is now on. Headlights are now off. Cab is now out of service. Well, everyone, that was a very lovely stream. That's going to be it from me tonight. Thank you for joining, and I will see you soon. Bye, everyone.